I'll try, inshallah.
Go finish your list.
Okay. Khalas. Number 2. 7 minutes. Okay. Second misconception that people have about love and relationships is that if someone loves you, so they'll tell themselves, like, if this person really loves me, then they will change for me. So they'll tell themselves that, even though, once again, we may not be compatible, we may have a lot of issues, a lot of differences, but we love each other. And inshallah ta'ala, we'll make it work. And I know, like, there's things I don't like about her, but I will change her, inshallah. And out of her love for me, she will change. Or she may be telling herself, out of his love for me, it will change. And as they say, love conquers all, right? Have you guys heard that? Love conquers all. They say, you know what? We'll get through all of this because of our love. And subhanAllah, this is once again one of the main issues that I've seen, is that when people get over that infatuation stage, they realize that it's very, very hard to change someone else. And it's really that person who has to want to change themselves. And once you're no longer infatuated with the person, and it's no longer, you're past that honeymoon stage or whatever they call it, 5, 6 months, 4 months, 2 months, depending on who you ask, right? Once you're past that stage, it's very difficult. So I always tell young couples, I say, listen, this person, the way they are in front of you right now, the way you see them, marry them, keeping in mind or telling yourself that they're never going to change. And if you're happy with them the way they are right now, then go ahead and get married. But don't make the assumption or don't assume that they're going to change, or don't tell yourself that, yes, one day this person will change. Number 3, third misconception, that by getting married, you are completing yourself. And as they say, I'm looking for my other half when people are trying to get married, or people say my better half, sometimes. But in the beginning of marriage, especially, people say my better half, right? The issue here is that when a person tells themselves and they say, I have issues right now, I don't feel whole, I have problems with myself, but once I get married, my spouse will complete me. And all the problems that I'm dealing with in life, or my problems with my iman, and whatever else I'm dealing with, my spouse will make up for that. Because she has these strengths that I want for myself, and I may have some strengths, and we'll complete each other. And Islamically, subhanAllah, we don't depend on our spouse to complete us. Our spouse can help, but once again, we can't count on that, right? And it's also the issue of our relationship being whole with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or at least us striving to make our relationship whole with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and keeping that in mind before we get married, right? So, and the most important thing, subhanAllah, is actually our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And if your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fine, then your relationship will be helped by that, right? And so once again, the issue is depending on your spouse to complete you or help you complete your iman. And a lot of times what happens, one of the other issues I've seen here, is that sometimes when you marry someone with the intention that they will complete me or that they will make me better and all that, we tend to put our self-worth in their hands, right? We tend to tell ourselves that if my spouse, they're the ones who are going to make me feel better about myself, and they're the ones who are going to make me whole. And we forget that our self-worth is truly defined, at least according to Islam, our self-worth is defined by our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's an amazing, unbreakable thing, that when a person puts their self-worth in their piety or their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be secure in their relationship. Because they don't have that need to have their spouse always tell them that you're amazing or you're perfect, which is all good, alhamdulillah. It's something that spouses should do. They should encourage one another and praise one another, but they don't rely on that single factor to make themselves feel whole or make themselves feel complete. There's a story of Zahir.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين